Now, judgment I call a force multiplier. A force multiplier says, how do I get a team of 1 or 3 or 4 people to do the work and have the effect, the impact of a team of 10 or 12 people? How do I multiply the force of their impact as they go through this? And that's what judgment comes in as. Now, in its most basic form of judgment, this is what I love asking project managers. Everybody think in your mind, Chicken Little. Does everybody know in your mind, if I say, put a face to Chicken Little without yelling a name, does everybody have a face of who Chicken Little is back at the office? Okay, does anybody not know who Chicken Little is? I've had that once before, once in like 10 years. Chicken Littles, you put that face in your head. That's the person that's coming. The sky is falling. Drop everything. This is a critical issue. You got to go deal with this now. With that face, how many of us go back after we've dealt with the aftermath of the little explosion they just set and said, help me understand, why was that so drop dead urgent that I had to deal with it right now? How many of us truly go back and had that conversation? Right, none of us do. And so the challenge with that is what we start doing is we start putting Chicken Little into that little corner that says, oh, that's Chicken Little. And when we see them walking down the hallway towards us, we sort of kind of like turn and want to walk away so they don't come and give us anything, right? And so when you think about that, that's the most basic aspect of judgment. If you don't know what it was as to why they saw that issue as being critical, you can't coach them. You can't mentor them. But you know this, if you have an employee or a contractor working for you for the first 6 months and they're bringing you real issues with options and ideas on how to fix it, and you're like, I'm tracking with you, this is good, your confidence in that person rises pretty quick. And you want to give them more responsibility. So in this most basic form for judgment, how do you get the Chicken Littles out of being sky is falling? And for those, not all Chicken Littles are fixable. I would agree with that. But how do you get them to reframe the questions into the way that gives you confidence that they've thought this through? That you can go on a vacation and you know they may not answer it exactly the same way that you would have answered it, but you know they've got this. That they can, for the most part, there's not going to be a bomb that goes off while you're gone. That's what you're trying to get to in judgment. So number one focus is what we put out there is what managers should be focusing on is judgment. And the reason you should is because this becomes very foundational to your team. A team with high judgment is usually a team with high trust. Because if you have low judgment in a person that you feel that you don't trust their judgment or you don't have confidence in it, it starts to erode away into micromanagement oftentimes. What did they say? Tell me what they did. I will tell you where you need to go next. And you get into, as a project manager especially, but as a leader, you get into telling them step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And that starts to create an order-taker, codependency relationship that they are going to come to you with every problem and with every ask for an action. And that's not scalable.